Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not drive out demons in your name? Did we not do mighty deeds in your name?' Then I will declare to them solemnly, 'I never knew you. Depart from me, you evildoers.' Everyone who listens to these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house. But it did not collapse. It had been set solidly on rock. And everyone who listens to these words of mine but does not act on them will be like a fool who built his house on sand. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house, and it collapsed and was completely ruined." When Jesus finished these words, the crowds were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as their scribes. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise you, Lord Jesus. Well, for the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing from the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5, 6, and 7, and today is the end of hearing the Sermon on the Mount. And Sermon on the Mount, I know I'm like a broken record here, but it's a summation of the whole of Jesus' teaching. And that's why Jesus says at the end, anyone who listens to these words and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house solidly on rock. Thinking about that on my way here to the Cathedral this morning, I said, you know what? I don't know how long I'm going to go, but I'm going to start reading Matthew 5, 6, and 7 every day for a while. It's a mini suggestion, everybody. Matthew 5, 6, and 7, it clears the way before us. What it communicates to us is that Jesus says, not everyone who cries out, "Lord, Lord," will enter the kingdom of heaven. It's amazing that Jesus said that. But only the one who does the will of my Father, that one will enter the kingdom of heaven. That's a profound message. What does it mean to do the will of the Father? Well, it's not always easy to figure out God's will. It isn't. There's oftentimes in life difficult decisions that have to be made. But the woman, the man who is faithful, who is truthful, who is honest, who lives their life with integrity, who doesn't have, hidden things, but is one of goodness and love and mercy, sincerity, honesty, truth. That one sets their feet firmly upon the rock. And that is the beauty of hearing the Lord's word and following it. And so I think as we close this little, time of hearing the Sermon on the Mount at this Mass today, all of us, we can resolve once again, to follow the Lord in spirit and in truth. If we do so, we will never be lost. And no matter what storms blow, no matter what challenges come, there is nothing to fear, for the Lord is here.